The Orlando Magic defeat the Sacramento Kings 121-91, maintaining a perfect record for family reunions, Court Cousins night. It is 3 in a row, ladies and gentlemen. We must come down more often. And everyone, gentlemen, we saw the Caleb Houston game tonight.
Caleb
I
Houston.
can't believe that's where you decided to start with this. Do not adjust your television sets. We are all in the same room, and there is no delay, and my microphone's going to be great because we had our sound guy working on it before the show.
That's good.
It's exciting to all be in the same room, fellas, and doing a wrap-up of a game that wasn't much of a game. The Magic led this one from just stem to stern and just owned the Sacramento Kings in a big, big way. Everybody was hitting three-pointers tonight. Everybody.
Dude, I'm super happy that you guys came down. Like when you said we need to come down more, yeah, you guys need to come down more often. Yeah, if you gotta come stay with me or whatever, we gonna figure that out. Cause I need these dubs like this, man.
Jay went 2 for 3 from 3 points today. Everybody was hitting. It was an amazing game. The crowd arrived late, which if I may start off with just saying, like, where were y'all? Come on, it's Saturday. Game's kind of early. You know, all right, I guess they've kind of given up on the team. I get it. We all feel that first round out coming. But, you know,
Peace.
this is still a team that's together, playing, working hard out there.
It was Noche Latina, man.
And let's go, yeah, come out.
We run on late time, bro.
Yeah, there was some people next to us that showed up. It was like 2 minutes ago in the first half, and they show up. It's like, where have you been? And then they're like, well, where's my T-shirt? That's my T-shirt. Get out of here.
Well, luckily the the players did not decide to turn up late because, again, you besmirched his name, but Caleb Houston, I want to lead with that. 18 points. At one point, he was perfect from 3.
He sure was.
6 of 7 from beyond the arc. Those were all his shots were from 3, and he hit 6 of 7. I mean,
Yeah.
he ties a career high. I do want to give that man his
You can
flowers.
give props. I just don't know if it's where I start because
Okay.
everybody hit threes today.
Oh, well, where do you start, Peach?
With everybody. Everybody
Wendell
hit threes
Carter?
today. Even Wendell hit the first bucket of the game was a 3.
Yeah.
I think he was 3 for 3
Hey,
from
I want
3.
to know.
I
What,
mean,
know what
the
the odds were on like Wendell hitting a 3-pointer for the first thing.
Plus
in the game.
1,000.
Slim. Anybody from the Magic hitting a 3 to start the game or at all the odds were low. You coming in, but man, for what, 46% from 3 or something like that?
Yeah, 46.
I mean, that ain't gonna happen a lot of nights, folks. But any NBA team that shoots that well from 3 is probably gonna win.
Yeah,
So.
you said it. I don't know when we, at certain point in the game, if you had just walked into this game, you would say, Orlando Magic, these guys are going to be NBA champions.
Oh, they're winning the chip for sure. I mean, you just watch the way they shot and played today.
Wait. Why are you guys talking like they're not?
Well, because we're being real here, and everybody that watches this is a real fan, and they're smart enough to know that we're not winning the chip either. But a first round out is probably what we're looking at here, or at least being able to try to push the Celtics or Cavs, whoever we may potentially get. Right? I mean, that's kind of where let's be real.
I'm being real.
He's
We're
being
going
real.
all the way.
Okay, he says all the way. He says we're going all the way.
I mean, we've been shooting the ball really well in the last 10 games. If we shoot even 35% from beyond the arc, we're a dangerous team as we move forward here. We're really starting to build some momentum, man. It feels, last year when we were here down for Court Cousins night, family reunion, the trajectory was up. The vibes were high. But then, if you remember, when we left, it was a week earlier last year, the team lost. I mean, they played like shit the last 5 or 6 games of last season and kind of stumbled into the playoffs. I think we could have been the 2nd seed, but we ended up being 4 or 5 last year. Now it feels like the script is flipped a bit. Mm-hmm. We've been playing like dog doo-doo, but now as we're moving into the end of the game, the end of the season here, things are starting to click a little bit. The team is shooting better. And now we're looking like a team that could be a little dangerous in that first round.
I don't think anyone wants to play us in the first round.
Oh, I don't think so either.
I'll say that, especially Cleveland. They know we can go toe-to-toe with them, and we know them well, especially from last year. But, I mean, look, if they shoot like they shot tonight, then, yeah, they got a chance to do the whole thing. But I just don't think they're going to be able to keep up with that. And this brings into my concern I've discussed, on our broadcasts before, where I'm worried that now all of a sudden the team's shooting great for these last few games, and if this continues to the end of the season, they're going to be like, nope, we got
no
it.
moves
We got
need
it.
to be
no
made.
moves needed. We're set. This is our squad. We're good to go. And it's like,
You know
no,
what?
there's still some moves that need to be made, even if Caleb continues to come off the bench and shoot that well.
I think regardless.
Yeah.
I think regardless of how the guys play, and that might be like a thought process for them. I think that what's more important to the organization, just from history, is going to hurt them a little bit more. Is that pocket, right? The statistics show the people weren't showing up to the game. They show up late or whatever because they got last minute tickets, all this stuff. That hype died down after the trade deadline. So, they need to make the moves. They know they need to make the moves because a lot of people voice their thoughts and their opinion, and I think that's gonna, we're gonna be heard.
I was gonna say, just from the little I've talked to people around here, speaking
We're
with you
gonna
as
be
well,
heard.
I think if there's no move and they try to run this same team back, there's gonna be
It's gonna be ugly.
that would hurt ticket sales for sure. So I think they know that they need to make a move. I'm not sure if they know what it is yet though. So hopefully, some of these players keep playing well enough to like entice other teams to want to come get what we got. And maybe we can improve in some areas. I don't know. Thoughts?
I mean, yeah, I just want to say it was freaking Court Cousins' family reunion night, and it was freaking awesome. So I want to shout out Lewis and Jay, who's here, and Blair and Ben and the whole crew, the whole Baylor crew that came through. I mean, it was a good time. It was great vibes. It was good to get that energy and to be here for Peach and I. I don't think that's honestly. I think there's going to be moves made in the offseason, but I don't want to talk about that, Peach and Jay.
Doesn't want
okay, I don't want to forecast.
What do you want to talk about?
Kyle,
what do you want to talk about?
I want to be a Buddha right now. And I want to live in the moment, gentlemen. And I want to live in the moment that we just dismantled the Sacramento Kings, who last time we were here, not for Court Cousins night, but we went to another game. We lost to the Kings on a late Jalen Suggs foul of De'Aaron Fox at pretty much midcourt, and that gave away that game.
Well, they got rid of the Magic Killer.
Well, they did. De'Aaron Fox is no longer. He's in San Antonio now, so I guess we have to worry about them. But, again, I like the way that we're playing right now because, hey, Paolo Banchero, when he came back, was lighting up the points. He was getting the points, right? But his efficiency wasn't great. But if we look in the last, 8 to 10 games, we're seeing a more efficient Paolo Banchero. We're seeing a more efficient Franz Wagner. Paolo goes 9 of 19 from the field. Almost 50% from the field for 24 points. Franz, 8 of 12. Are you kidding me? I mean,
That's
the guys.
stuff.
What are we doing here? That is
Paulo 5 for 11 from the free throw line.
Hammer.
Yes. Well, that's. I mean,
that's the problem.
Paulo missed a bunch from the free throw line. Those are gimmies. I'm sure he's beating himself up. The game could have been 130 to frickin' 91. And yeah, we gotta also say the Sacramento Kings played like dog doo-doo. What's going on there? What's their direction?
They should be better.
Yeah, they have a decent roster, and that they've been just on the decline since the trade deadline.
It's too late to be trying to figure out what's going on. Like, you guys should be, contending. You guys should be up there in those upper ranks in the West Coast, trying to get up there. They have the roster that you guys talk. Like, on paper, they're good. I don't know.
They didn't even shoot a lot of 3-pointers early in the game. I think they started 1 for 8 from 3 or something like that. So it's like they were kind of having a Magic-like game.
Yeah,
we were going bananas. So it was a bad. Everything was working out bad for the Kings, and everything was working for us. We played well in the third quarter. Like all those things that usually check the box we can't do, we did today.
Yeah,
and that's awesome. And hopefully that can continue. And if it does, then my outlook on where the season ends might change, but I think this was an anomaly kind of game. But I love the effort from everybody today. I like that everybody was getting some in. Goga went hard. Woo, let's go. He's my favorite player, as this button says. By the way, the button station, they're giving away buttons for free at the games. Go grab them. They're fun. They're good.
The signs are new. I always go. The buttons is always there.
Yep.
The signs are new. It's also a sign station. You can make.
Oh, yeah.
And one thing that I like, we need to adopt from soccer is they literally did a thing there that said no opposing sign teams. Like if you do something with no opposing times, you can't do this.
Right.
Yeah.
And me personally, I've always wanted a fan section, only Magic fan section. Like if you got a jersey on from their team, you're not allowed in here. Like they need to do that.
Yeah, you know what? That could go for all sports. I could echo those sentiments. Sometimes you just kind of want to be with your people, and if you go, in our case, you come a long way to be here. And I remember when we came to the Lakers game one time, we sat in a section with all Lakers fans. And I was like, we didn't come all this way to sit with their fans. We came all this way to sit with our fans. You know what I mean? Like we watch them on the road a lot when they show up in our cities or near our town. And it stinks to go on the road and see that. So, yeah, I think this is a good idea, Jay. It's got some legs. Attention Orlando Magic people. And that's probably a complaint they get a lot, honestly, because a lot of people come here on vacation.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're from Illinois. Hey, the Bulls are in town. Let's go. So it's going to always be a thing. It's not a terrible idea. I like this. This might be one of your best ideas yet.
Is this something?
Hit the bell.
We have been eating, since we've gotten here, Peach, we've eaten nothing but tacos.
That's right.
So I'm going to use a little bit of a metaphor, right? Mm-hmm. On the taco, I mean, if it's an authentic street taco, but you just have a few ingredients. But we did just go to, what did we just go to? Tin
and Taco.
Tin and Taco, right? You got everything in that taco, right? You got the cheese on the outside. You got the pico. I had the El Pastor, so I had the pork. I had the pineapple. A little bit of everything. And that's what the Magic had tonight, baby. Mm-hmm. A little bit of everything. They won at pretty much every facet of the game, shooting better from the field, 46% from three, as we've already chronicled, beating the Sacramento Kings, who shot an Orlando Magic like 25% from beyond the arc, win the boards, and the assists, gentlemen, 31 assists. That shows you that the ball is buzzing around. Guys are, I think, regaining confidence. And that's one of the most heartening things there as we're going into the postseason. It was a feeling for me, in the doldrums in the middle of the season where it just felt like Paulo and Franz felt like they needed to do everything and felt like they couldn't kick it out and depend on another guy to hit a shot. And games like this are building confidence as we're going into the play-in and then the playoffs, where I feel like Paulo and Franz are feeling like, now, okay, if I kick it out, there's a pretty good shot the shot's going to go down, and that helps the team just become a better offense and a more productive team.
That's a great point, because even though those two guys did lead us in scoring, they didn't have to carry it.
Yeah.
That's one point I looked up and saw that they had like maybe 18 and 15 points respectively, and felt like it was a quiet 18 to 15.
Yeah.
Because we were getting mix from other players, and that's good for any sport to have multiple players that you can count on to score. It's been more important for us because it's been so much just these two guys, and it seems like a lot on their shoulders. So you're right, because all those good teams, even like those teams that LeBron dragged to the finals, he could kick it out and find a guy that would hit a three, and you'd be like, I don't know who that guy is, but he's coming up when it matters, right? Like that's what it's about. So hopefully those guys are developing into those kind of role players around the team. No? I looked your way. That's kind of
Yeah, I'm pissed, right?
He's
you
mad.
guys are talking about things that hopefully, the last thing you just said, the players need to develop. And yes, Wendell Carter should not be bricking my parlays on 5 rebounds.
Oh.
This man, I told you, we were in this living room and you're putting together a parlay, and I said you shouldn't really include Wendell in any of your, because he's just going to let you
5
down.
rebounds, bro.
Oof.
Come on, y'all
let
talking
you
about the stats, how we sharing the ball and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
5 rebounds.
Well, he got into some foul trouble early.
Yeah, foul trouble
which
early
led to
for
great
him.
Goga minutes.
Yep. Yeah.
Um,
And also foul
yeah.
trouble for Anthony Black. It was
let
kind
you
of a
down.
quiet game from him, or only 8 points, 3 of 7. He did play 25 minutes at the time that
some of those fouls were a little ticky-tack that they called on him. I still like his hustle, and I like where he's going.
Them refs hate us.
Well, at some point, he gets the call from Silver saying, "Hey, this game's a little out of hand. Why don't you give a few to Sacramento?" Which you get that. That kind of happens in NBA games.
I even felt bad rooting for them to miss 2 free throws in a row in the fourth quarter so we could get free chicken. Like, it was that big a blowout. The 30-point ending score just doesn't feel indicative of what it was. It felt way worse than that. Like, we're killing that.
It was an ass whooping for sure. But this is what we need. We need contributions from someone else besides Franz and Paulo. And when we do get those contributions, we win. We see Wendell going for 12 points. I don't know how much we can count on 3 of 3 from beyond the arc, but he was hitting it from the corner, including the first one, if you took that. Goga.
He loves standing out there.
He does. But and in previous years, that's been a shot that he was adding to his repertoire, but it really has been an Achilles heel for him this year, and it kind of tanks his value as a player on the floor when he's not hitting that trailing three at the top of the key that he really likes to hit, or he's not hitting the corner three, then you're like kind of, all right, well, what are you doing then, buddy? You're somewhat versatile as a big, but on the defensive side, but we need something offensively. And our other big, we had Goga with the pin, 12 points, 10 boards. Should have taken that over there, Jay. Awkward.
Goga doesn't appear in most of the betting platforms.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And then, of course, Caleb Houston with 18. Those are all the guys in double figures along with our 2 stars.
Who's our plus-minus player of the night?
Okay, plus-minus player of the night, Peach.
I think it's Paulo. Plus 22.
Plus 22,
Just
yeah.
have to compete with that.
He's got a Franz Wagner plus-minus.
We actually had a player in the minus. Who was it? Tristan Da Silva? Oh, that's hard to do.
Trevelyan Queen.
Trevelyan Queen. Oh, too bad.
Yeah.
But it was nice to see a Queen out there defeating the Kings, much like on
How about them Jets minutes?
much like on a chessboard.
How about them Jets minutes?
Yep, Jet got to fly a little bit tonight as well.
Yeah.
It was definitely one of those games where like everybody in uniform was playing. It's too bad Mac McClung wasn't on the bench tonight.
He still wouldn't have played.
He would have played today.
I'm surprised Trevelyan played. I didn't even think he was playing. When he was warming up, he had a lanyard on his neck like he was a part of the staff or something. Like it was just media or something. But he actually, I thought he was injured. Why does he have the lanyard on? No,
He's preparing for his next journey.
Oh, wow. He's a journeyman.
I'm sorry, man. I was actually telling Pete.
Wait a minute.
I like Trevelyan, man.
What are
I
our
like
side? What are our side beefs? I'll start with mine.
Okay.
So Orlando Magic team store. Guess what? You got a game coming up, right? Game's coming up within like 2 hours. Guess what should be open? Because there's probably a bunch of people around your arena, right?
Yeah.
They're around.
Yeah.
They'd probably like to go look at stuff that you're selling, but you don't have your store open. Because apparently there's a way to walk through that store into the building, but it's like you also have a wall there because I've gone on non-game days and gone in that store, and there's no way to get in the Kia Center on those days.
Yeah.
You should have that sucker open all the time on a game day because people are coming in from around, and they want to go in there and walk around. Instead, you see people lining up.
Yeah.
Like
hot
an hour and a half
sun.
before the game just to
Yeah.
get into that little tiny store.
Well, we were there at like
Just
3:15.
leave
was
it open
closed,
and then
3:30.
have somebody at the front like clicking people like if there's too many because it's a small store, honestly. But like don't close it.
Yeah.
Your fans are there now. They want to buy something, and if they don't want to bring it into the game, they can buy it, bring it back to their car, then they come into the game. I don't so it doesn't make good financial sense to like not have your store open on a game day.
An hour and a half before the game.
It's ludicrous to me, and I no one can make me understand it. It doesn't make any sense. I don't think it goes on at any other professional or even minor league sport anywhere. So I don't know what they're doing, but if you want to sell more merch, try being open when your fans are there. You had a side beef as well.
I do have a side beef as well. But it's not necessarily pertinent, but I guess I'll just jam it in here right now.
Yeah, jam.
Okay, fine.
Stuff that thing.
My side beef is the national anthem.
All right, here we go.
Yeah,
That's right.
the
I
national
forgot
I
for a
forgot
second.
what it
I
was.
was.
Now I
I forgot what it
regret
was
it.
too.
So I don't know. I watched some other NBA games. I've been to many. There are many teams that have just their national anthem dude or dudette that just rocks it and sings it and crushes it every time. It seems to me like the Orlando Magic, more often than not, have just middle school choirs doing the national anthem. All right? I'm no professional athlete, but I know when I was in high school and I was in an important game and they had someone come sing the national anthem or they played it over the loudspeakers, that was a moment when I was getting into my zen. I was getting into my flow state as an athlete. I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting pumped right now. You think Paolo Banchero is getting pumped when little Susie's fucking cracking the E minor on the home of the brave?
Little Susie's crazy.
Okay. We need that. And the gentleman tonight crushed it.
He did a
Season ticket holder.
fantastic job.
Let's have that
I thought he was
guy.
gonna break out the opera stuff. He was
Dude.
over there like,
Yeah,
Solid.
we've got this guy. He was on. What was it? What's the show? I don't watch the show. It was
Voice.
The Voice. Finalist of some type of
Oh, he
shit.
was. I didn't say.
Season ticket holder. That guy's in the arena every night.
Right.
Let him sing it. Let our players get in the zone. Instead, we've got Susie and Mackenzie fucking breaking it up, man.
You know what sport does that on the regular? Hockey.
Right.
Hockey almost always has the same person. In fact, they have a superstition in many of the teams during the playoffs. If they keep winning, that person keeps coming back. They stick
we
around.
don't know what that is down here.
Oh, well, I'm telling you, it could happen in a couple of years, so you might want to get ready. Let's find a regular person. Yeah. Well, you know why it is that they do that, but I agree with you. Yeah, it's not a it's not a good look at the professional level to
Right.
like sometimes have amateurs singing that song. I mean, Jay, as a person who served, I mean, if somebody's screwing up our national anthem, I mean, this is a problem.
It bothers a little bit, yeah. I also get mad kind of when like people are like talking or like even like just like if I'm walking around, like people who walk in like if you're gonna walk around, get up or whatever, just don't go in the area, right? Be outside in the pathway
Okay, yeah,
or
I'm with
whatever.
that, yeah.
Like
What about people who yell stars? Is that? I could tell you were not
I just
impressed by
cringed a
that.
little bit.
I did that.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
what
not gonna lie to
I'm
you.
just. It's in my. I do it too many times now. We do it at Stars games. They yell stars the 2 times. It's a thing.
Really?
Yeah. Some teams do that stuff where they'll yell red if their team is red. Rockets red glare. There's different teams. The Golden Knights do knights when.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's.
I didn't know that.
It's happened. And a couple teams do that kind of stuff around the league. And
That's disrespectful.
Well, you know what was also disrespectful?
Chicago, they just yell throughout the whole thing. I don't know if you've ever
Yeah,
seen that.
but they're savages.
They go hard
I
there.
don't,
Yeah. There was something else very disrespectful about, and I don't know who this is on the media team. I don't know who facilitates the lettering on the jumbotron.
Yes.
But the ending, the land of the free and the home of the brave, right?
Home of the brave.
There was a question mark at the end of the sentence on the jumbotron,
Yeah.
as if it was a question. The home of the brave.
This was probably the most important thing as an English teacher you've ever corrected,
It
punctuation
is,
wise.
yeah.
Because I saw the question mark too.
Wow,
I was
I-
like, what is this question?
Yeah, why is there a
mark?
question mark there?
There's no question mark. Look, exclamation point or nothing. Because
I'm Ron Burgundy.
we're pretty sure that it's it's the land of the home and brave.
It is.
I've heard it enough times to know. You didn't notice the question mark?
I don't look at that shit.
All right, well,
Yeah, well, it was up there.
we have attention to detail and dumb shit.
Well, yeah, I'm just too busy looking at people who walk around during the shit and don't show respect. So
Fair
like,
enough.
So, right now, the Magic need some respect in the Eastern Conference here in this play-in race. 7th place right now, tied with the Hawks. But I guess we got the tie break. There's 2 more very important games, though, coming up. Because we end the season right now against the Clippers, the Spurs, the Wizards. 2 games against the Hawks right there.
Big.
And the Celtics
Big.
and the Pacers.
Got to have those.
Yeah.
I think it's important that we have that 7 seed to attack getting into the playoffs. I still cannot stand that they're doing this play-in thing. That should have been just 1 year for the COVID thing and then be done with it. But the NBA's like, well, but there's more money to be made here, and we're greedy. Like, so it's not going to go away. But it's just absolutely terrible. I don't like that they do this at all.
I don't like it either.
just
It gives teams who didn't necessarily deserve a shot to potentially have an upset on one game and like make it at least into the first round. And then basketball, I mean, listen, we're all human beings, right? They're human beings too. Like they might have a few bad games, and then you mean to tell me that like the Celtics or the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to lose to the Magic? I mean, I think so.
Oh, you button hooked me there.
I like it. I like it. You may have noticed when you clicked onto this video, everybody, that you didn't get an ad. And that is on purpose. We're just away from the ads right now.
I thought it was because we didn't have sponsors, but okay.
No, yeah, well, we don't have those either. If you want to sponsor the show, come right on. We're well covered in the Orlando area. So if you want to get on here, do that. But make sure you like, you subscribe, you do all that stuff. And if you can, go over to the Patreon, buy us a beer. If you come to Court Cousins night next year, we'll buy you one, baby.
Oh, this is a bold statement.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm already setting it up for next year.
Half the people in
so-
attendance got jerseys tonight.
So 100 people show up. You better be prepared to buy them.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go, man. I'll set it aside. Jay, you were looking at your phone, dude. Were you looking at? You went, oh.
Yeah, because I was trying to see what the Raptors were at. I know that was an important game for us, but I think that game was yesterday, and they actually won.
Okay, so
So
we
we're just
haven't
delayed a little bit
necessarily
longer.
clinched. The Magic. What you're saying is that the Magic haven't necessarily clinched a play-in spot.
Correct.
Although it would be. Let's see here. 23 and a half games back. All right, so we are of the 10th place Heat. We're 3 games ahead of them.
Well, the Bucks are
We
falling
are.
apart,
Well,
huh?
I mean, I don't know, man. No, I don't think the Raptors can catch us. They are 8.5 games back of us. I don't think they can possibly catch us anymore.
Wow.
So we should be mathematically in the plan right now. And I think what's important is that we maintain the 7 seed.
So we're what, 4 games behind the Bucks here? Can we get into that 6th spot? Any takers? You're high on the team right now. You think we can beat the Cavs and the Celtics?
We're
I don't think we have that many
5
games
games
left.
back. 5 games back. They'd have to drop
Okay.
3 or 4
Well,
here.
the Bucks
and
have
we'd
lost
have
3
to,
in a row right now, so
Okay.
they're tanking. They're making it interesting. They
Yeah.
shouldn't be.
Well, I think Dame's out, right, with a blood clot.
Yeah.
So,
That's tough, man.
our
I
thoughts and
respect
prayers to
him
him.
as a-
Oh wait,
as a
timeout though.
fan.
They still got Kyle Kuzma. Everybody, settle down. I think they're going to be all right. No, not a Kuzma guy.
Hey, I mean that was a
I love the Kuz.
that was a bigger deadline acquisition than we had. So
Sure was.
Oh, come
I would
on,
give my
man.
fucking
Sure was.
kidney for a Kyle
You wouldn't want
Kuzma
Kuzma on this
Yeah.
team right now?
Hell no.
Why? Because he's got bad
Absolutely,
vibes, or because
absolutely not.
he can hoop, he can score.
No, he cannot.
Yeah.
He's absolutely terrible.
I mean,
Hates
he
the
does-
Kuz.
He plays the same position as 2 of our best players.
Well,
but
that's
Yeah,
accurate.
That's absolutely terrible.
if he was a
No.
point guard or a center, I'd love a Kyle.
I like
Kuzma.
guys that can score. I like guys that are capable of hitting a 3-pointer.
Yeah.
Tonight, everyone could, so,
Yeah.
so it was a weird anomaly.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It was fun to have games like that once in a while, but also it's not like I expect that. kind
See,
of
call
thing
me
every time.
crazy, but I think we've had this ability the whole time, and we just trying to hide the
All right,
talent.
that's okay. Well, that's
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Weltman has joined the
gonna say.
podcast.
the Welt Mania is running wild over here.
The Weltman apologist has arrived. His name is Jay.
Well, to be fair, I think we were upset they didn't make any moves at the deadline. I still am, but like I think in Weltman's brain, he was expecting the team to be able to shoot like they shot tonight on a more regular basis.
Right.
And if so, then he's put together a decent team. But at this point, because we have enough data, aka the games that have already been played that we've all watched, to know that that's not a common thing. So hopefully
You're
he
a
gets
data
away from
guy.
that. Data. I can data. Sometimes it's data. Depends. I'll go either way.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm bi-datable. What's up?
Well, hopefully the data continues to go in our way, gentlemen.
And the data.
As we're going to be here in Orlando for another few days. So hit us up if you're here. Let us know in the comments, Second Cousins, if you're around. We're going to be at the Clippers game. We want to get together.
What are we doing tomorrow, though?
Oh, we're going to go on the court, 6-man show.
Woo, we're joining the 6-man show group tomorrow.
Yeah.
They're doing the Court of Dreams. We're going to get the chance to get out on the court,
That's gonna be
get some
cool.
balls up in the air, and hopefully through the hoop.
Yeah. I'm 8 or 10 beers deep, though, so we'll see what my stamina's like.
He's going to be fine. He's young.
I'm young, I'm virile, baby, and hopefully our Orlando Magic are as well as we get towards the end of the season. Jay, good to have you here in studio in Orlando, Florida.
get
Here.
And with all his
Let's
gear, he
go.
geared it up.
Thank you. Shout out to all of you who came out for the family reunion, Court Cousins night. We will see you next time. Peace out, everybody.
Thanks for coming. You don't have a go offline?
Yeah, what do you got, Jay?
Pause.
You're going to have to come up with one.
You said thanks for coming, so I said pause. Thanks for joining us.